Okay, this is video 2. So at the moment we've gone through and we've drawn out our cuboids around the same vanishing point here. What we now need to do is we have to make a decision whether or not we want to open up these cuboids. So imagine that they've got a lid taken off or the sides taken off on them. So what we're going to do is make that decision. You can either hatch the surface so you remember which one, or you're going to, or shade it in. So for example, if I wanted to block this front off here, I'm just going to hatch it so you can see that one. If on this one I might want to block off the top of this one, so I'm going to hatch this one. And the same with this one, I might decide, well actually I'm going to hatch this side here so you can't see through there. What we then need to do is we've got to make a decision. How do we draw the inside of that cuboid? Now there are only really 3 rules to remember. We can only use vertical lines, which we've done here on all the boxes. We can only use horizontal lines, which we've done on all the boxes. And we can only use depth lines, which go back to the vanishing point. So there are only 3 rules to remember. So if I was to open this one up, I would be able to see inside with a vertical line. But again, I don't really know how long to make that, so you could make it as long as you want. I've got this vertical line here, which is going to go vertical upwards, but it's where does that stop? So I need to use this corner here, and I'm going to line that up with the vanishing point. And if I was to track this line through here, I wouldn't draw it in because you wouldn't really see it there, but I would see it on the inside. So it's just about hitting that line at that point there. Then I can only use a horizontal line now, which tracks across on this side. And it starts to get a bit more complicated here because it's directly in line with my eye level. So if I was to, where they cross over, draw a diagonal line from the vanishing point upwards, it makes it look like you can go inside that cuboid on the side. Okay, if I was to do this one down at the bottom, so again, I can only use horizontal, vertical, or I can use diagonal lines back to the depth lines. I'm going to use these 2 corners, we'll call them A and B, so you can see. I'm going to track them through the cuboid back to the vanishing point. So if I line that up, send that back through. I don't have to draw that bit in. In fact, you don't have to draw it all the way back, just draw in what you think you might need. So again here, draw that back in. And then I would then draw from these 2 corners a vertical line down. Now eventually they would actually cross over somewhere about here, but because the roof of the box is shaded in, I wouldn't actually see it. So I'd just really draw in these 2 diagonal lines, which gives the impression you can go in there. And the same on this one. So if I was to then line up that corner here and the corner here, because we want to make the illusion you can go into this box. If I was to line up that corner, send that one in down the side. The same with this one, line up this corner, send that one in. But it's how far I need to go in there. So I'm just going to stop them there for a minute. But I'm going to use these 2 corners here. If I draw across with a horizontal line, so it goes from this corner here all the way along, eventually they're going to cross over about here. The same with this one, this goes across horizontally here. There'll be some meeting taking place somewhere around here, and I might just get a slither of that back corner, so it looks like you can go into that cuboid on the side. Okay, there we go.